Hey guys, I just wanted to remind you about an opportunity that we have for you. The last Sunday, in the last couple Sundays, we've talked about it. But on September 7th, there's going to be an event called Get Downtown that the city of Lynchburg has done for the last few years, and they'll be shutting down a portion of Main Street, several blocks of Main Street, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And there's going to be vendors down there. There's going to be businesses, local restaurants, entertainment. I think there's going to be live music, and it's just a time for the community to come down and just promote commerce on Main Street and just really promote like a unity in the community in the city of Lynchburg, and just a time for us to have fun together. Last year, a couple of us from the church we got a booth, and we just got a couple hundred bottles of water, and we just wanted to go down and love on the city of Lynchburg. And so we started passing out those bottles of water, and really our goal was just to pass out a couple hundred bottles of water. We actually thought that was a little ambitious of us because there was only 5 of us, and we ended up having to go back to the store within a half an hour. And went back 2 more times after that, and by the end of the night, we actually ended early because we ran out and we just didn't have time to go back to the store. But we ended up passing out over 2,000 bottles of water, just 5 of us. And so this year we felt like we really wanted to do this again. The response that we got from people at the event was amazing. They were just stunned that we were handing out for free, and I think we were one of the only booths there that was actually handing out something for free. Everybody else was selling something, and so it really made an impact on people. And so we were talking about how we wanted to do it again this year, and just trying to think of ways that we could improve on it, or what we could do to make it better, or if we just need to leave it the same. It reminded me of a passage in John 4 with the story of the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman that Jesus was talking to. And in John 4, it starts out, and Jesus is at this well, and the Samaritan woman comes to draw water, and he says, "Can you give me a drink?" And he's a Jew, she's a Samaritan. They're not really supposed to get along, so she says, "Why are you asking me for a drink? We're not really supposed to be friends." And he just almost smiles and says, "If you knew who was asking, you would ask me for a drink, and I would give you living water." And she doesn't quite get what he's talking about, and she says, "But how would you get this water? You don't even have anything to get water out of the well from, and it's deep. Like, are you greater than our father Jacob, who actually built the well? Are you going to get water out of it? Are you greater than him?" And he says, no, you don't understand. He says, "The water from this well, if you drink the water from this well, you'll thirst again. It won't quench your thirst forever. But the water that I give you, if you drink it, you'll never thirst again. You'll never thirst again." It says it'll spring up into wells of eternal and living water. And so, when I thought about that, I realized, when we have an opportunity to not just give physical water, not just give bottles of water like this, but we have an opportunity to give living water. And a couple chapters later, there's a feast going on. In the middle of the feast, Jesus stands up and shouts out, says, "If anybody's thirsty, let him come to me and drink. Whoever believes in me, out of him will flow rivers of living water." And so we have, if you believe in him, and that promise is true for you too. So we have this living water inside of us. The Spirit of God inside of us is this living water. And it flows out of us. We have to let it flow out of us. And so, when we go downtown this year, we're not just going to hand out bottles of water. Although that is our way in. That's the way that we really can show tangibly that we love the city of Lynchburg. But we also want to love them in another way. We're not going down there to make converts. We're not going down there to get people to believe in Christianity. We're going down there simply to love Lynchburg. And so we're loving Lynchburg. We're loving the people of the city by giving them bottles of water. But we also want to love them by inviting them to living water, to drink of the water of the Spirit that will quench every desire that they have, that will fulfill everything they could ever want or need. And we're not doing that by passing out tracts. We're not doing that by by holding our Bibles high and saying, you must believe, and we're doing that simply by handing them some water and starting a conversation. Handing them some water and asking if we can pray with them. That's what we want to do. That's where our heart is. Simply to love. Simply to love. God doesn't ask us to change people. He doesn't ask us to try and get people on board. He says, love them and let me draw them in. So the love of Christ in us is what draws people. We're not doing this to try and get our people into our church. In fact, I don't care if they come to our church. I want them to go to a church. I want them to get involved in a church family, in a church body, but I don't care if they come to our church. I just want them to experience the love of Christ. And I think that the way that God is calling us to share that is through handing out bottles of water. And so we need your help. We need you. If you want to get involved and help us in this outreach, you can contact me. My email is jeremy@lynchburgcog.org. Let me know. We're going to be praying for this. We're going to be walking downtown and just kind of praying and asking that God would bless it and God would anoint it. So if you're interested, get a hold of me. We also need bottles of water, and we need lots of them. We want at least 2,000 again this year, if not closer to 3,000. We would love to have even more than that. We have in the back of our church, in our lobby, we're going to be stacking them, and we'd really like to see them stacked to the ceiling. Water's not expensive. It's not that expensive. It's $3-4 for a 24 pack. And, we really believe in this. This is something that we really think God wants us to do as a way just to reach out to our city, just to show them that He loves them. And, if you can't make it down with us, then the easiest and best way that you can help out, that you can be a part of it, is to, one, be praying for it, and two, give water. We're going to be collecting it this Sunday and next Sunday. And so we really, 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 really ask you if you could just buy 2 or 3, 24 packs of water. It's not even $10 for 2 of them, and bring them in. And if everybody did that, we would have more than enough. So if you have any questions, you can email me again at jeremy@lynchburgcog.org, or comment on this and we'll get back to you. And be praying about how you can get involved. Don't just talk about getting involved, but actually get involved.